Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big chair. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me import and wear tie act tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberate. Him, them, America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. So many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. With this one majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. I see Logan says, hoodies be nice. Did you get your hoodie? Is that what you're saying? Or is there some type of like joke that I'm not in on with that one? Yeah, good stuff indeed. And Slick Gossip 199 says Nick Fuentes is destroying Piers Morgan right now. I was watching a little bit of that earlier. It seems like it's about to go off the rails. I feel like that whole entire thing is going to go off the rails. I don't know if you guys want me to react to it or not. Just got him in this morning. Great to hear, Logan. Happy to hear that. But yeah, it does feel like it's about to go off the rails. Piers is not there to have a conversation, and Fuentes seems to be responding. Knowing that Piers is looking to troll him. So it looks like it's just going to go off the rails. So I'm sure there'll be some viral clips and stuff like that we can check out. Let me say, I'm glad you got your hoodie though. And you're going to be getting more because a lot more will be rolling out very, very soon. So it will be awesome. But yeah, so we've got a few things to talk about. Let's see. Let me see. Out of curiosity, can Jeremy give memberships out for free, or does he have to pay to give them? Pay. I think there's a way to give like a couple of free ones out through YouTube, but I don't know how that works. I have no idea how that works. So yeah, I am not familiar with that process. So yeah, I just pay whatever the fee is. So Hale, I haven't caught a CobraCast for almost a week. I'm flying back from Disneyland. Well, I hope you had fun. I've been to Disneyland once, I think. I've been there one time. That was a long time ago. I prefer Disney World over Disneyland. Let me see. Stress Level says, how much is this stream going to be about Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes? Well, Stress Level, since you brought it up, I might just make the whole show about it now because you had to bring it up. If you wouldn't have said that, probably wouldn't have talked about it much. But because you fucking brought it up, now the entire fucking show, he said I knew he was going to do that. All right, respect. No, we're going to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we got a few other things to talk about as well. So hashtag cancel stress level, says Gung Ho Mac. What's up, Gung Ho Mac? Daniel Moore says, DM'd you an edit of As, please play it on stream. It's hilarious. I haven't seen any of your stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, so I had this problem with Laughing Man. He would send me DMs, and I never saw them. And then I had to this was months ago. I had to go into his account and click on his account directly to access the DMs. I guess when you start a new Twitter account, I don't know how it works. Twitter's janky like that. So, and especially, or mods, where do I post merch pics? On Twitter, or you could send them to my DM. Man, she dropped out just like a woman under leadership. Yes, exactly. Exactly. There's mod Eric says 1 second. There you got it. See there? Discord works wherever. Whatever is convenient for you guys, because we have a CobraCast section within our Discord. So you're on YouTube featured. Really? Really? People say that a lot, but I don't really see my views going up or anything like that. So I don't really know what YouTube featured is. I have no idea. Let's see. Vault 95 says just bailed on others. CobraCast more important. Let's freaking go. That's what I'm talking about. And listen, I mean, here's a picture right here. Everybody knows what's important. Okay. She can tell what's important. Okay. She's looking at what's important. She knows exactly what to focus on. And I think everybody would agree with that. Don't you think? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's a thing. Jay likes polls. Is this like some new lore? Jeremy, you've been YouTube featured for like a week now. Okay, I don't really even know what that means. Let's look at YouTube. So where is YouTube featured at? Where do I go for that? Where do I go for YouTube featured? Your says, what happened to close the CobraCast out with a Christmas song? Hail chat. Big Fig energy today. I got to download it. And I was going to put the super chat goal on that, like $1,000 in super chats, and then we would do it. But you'd have to hit our goal. That was the gimmick I was going to put behind it. So yeah, I don't know where it's just normal feed. Okay, well, I mean, I'm looking. Okay, let me log into another one of my accounts. Okay, and then I'll go to YouTube featured and see what happens there. Okay. So what is YouTube featured? I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know what that means. Yeah, that's a good grift. I mean, I agree. Let me see. Wow, an early stream. Thanks, Gary isn't streaming today. Yeah, Gary did his nooner last night, from what I understand. So Gary's all over the place. Is President live, or is this old? Did this just start? Let's see. There's Melania right there. It says YouTube featured below the stream name. Really? Okay. I don't really know what that means, but we'll take it. YouTube loves me. YouTube absolutely loves me. They think the world of me. Little Jim's Halo says, can you stop showing pictures of Sweeney? Trying that reverse psychology, I see. I respect that. Let's see. Gonna get a Geese Gamer's lower back tattoo. I mean, I'm not here to tell you not to, man. Whatever works for you. I am here and fully supportive of that. But I would never ask you to do that. But we do have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who did a interview with 60 Minutes. And now she's basically going anti-Trump. And it's pretty hilarious to watch this all play out. She's going in the exact direction that everyone expected. She's going full feminist. She's already accused people of sexism and attacking women and all that bullshit. She's doing all of the typical things that you would expect. No one is surprised. Here she is right here.
I'm going to ask you about this almost solid support he has among Republicans in Congress. is there in that support
Mhm.
fear? Does the support come about because they're afraid that they'll get death threats?
I think they're terrified to step out of line and get a nasty Truth Social post on them. Yes.
And they're watching what happened to you
Yes.
behind the scenes. Do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass.
You think we didn't know that? We literally witnessed this whole thing happen. What are you? That's not a got you. What are you talking about? That is not a got you at all. We all literally witnessed that play out. Oh my gosh, dude. She is absolutely pathetic. And anybody that supports her or buys into her bullshit is pathetic as well. You're probably Candace Owens fans. You probably believe everything Candace Owens says. But good Lord, man. This is insane. Pathetic, to say the least. I think she will join. Like, I don't know if she's going to join the Democrat Party, but I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if she did just that. All she did is admitted what everyone already knows. Good Lord, man. What a disaster she is. Embarrassing. Damn, this downfall is for the books. Yep. Absolutely. Pathetic. And everybody sees her for what she is now. My goodness, man. Embarrassing. You got this one right here.
Are you MAGA?
I am America first.
And that's not the same as MAGA.
MAGA is President Trump's phrase. That's his political policies. I call myself America first.
But you're not saying you're MAGA.
I'm
That's all.
America first. Yeah.
Oh man, this is hilarious. Typical female behavior right there. President Trump has responded. The only reason Marjorie Trader Brown, green turns brown under stress, went bad is that she was jilted by the President of the United States. Certainly not the first time she's been jilted. Too much work, not enough time, and her ideas are now really bad. She sort of reminds me of a rotten apple. Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody could have changed her views so fast. And her new views are those of a very dumb person. That was proven last night when washed up Trump hating 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl, who still owes me an apology for when she attacked me on the show with serious conviction that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was produced by Russia, not Hunter himself. Totally proven wrong. Interviewed a very poorly prepared traitor who in her confusion made many really stupid statements. My real problem with the show, however, wasn't the low IQ traitor. This is amazing. It was the new ownership of 60 Minutes Paramount would allow a show like this to air. They are no better than the old ownership who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me. Since they bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Oh, well, far worse things can happen. P.S. I hereby demand a complete and total apology, though far too late to be meaningful, from Leslie Stahl in 60 Minutes for her incorrect and libelous statements about Hunter's laptop. President Donald Trump. Holy crap. That is absolutely fantastic. I'd like to see if I can find the 60 Minutes that Let me see if I can find that clip. I've played that clip many times of her trying to get Trump. Is this it right here? No, come on. Let me see if I can find it. Is this it?
I think it's one of the biggest scandals I've ever seen, and you don't cover it. You want to talk about,
Well, because it can't be verified.
you want to talk
I'm
about
telling you.
insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course it can be verified. Excuse me,
We
they
cannot
found the
verify.
laptop. Leslie,
Can't
Leslie,
be verified.
what can't be verified?
The laptop.
Why do you say that?
Because
Even the
it's
family
verified.
hasn't, the family on the laptop, he's gone into hiding. For 5 days, he's gone into hiding.
He's preparing for your debate.
Oh, it's taken him 5 days to prepare? I doubt it. Okay,
All
go
right.
ahead.
So-
I think it's one of the biggest.
Oh yeah, man. Trump is going to use this opportunity to absolutely crush them. And I love how he will take one opportunity and use it to roast somebody and then take that same opportunity to roast someone else. It's absolutely fantastic. It's what he does best. Good stuff. So 60 minutes. It's like you might be in trouble. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me see. Joe Cease's yesterday was our yearly Christmas parade here in Granada Hills, California. Marching bands, car clubs, John Elway, Mexican Cowboys, and Santa. There wasn't any reference to Jesus at all. That's where we're at. Well, we know John Elway doesn't like those Jesus references. That's why he had to get rid of Tim Tebow in Denver. So sounds about right. That is where we are, sadly indeed. Voldemort has just got here. What's this you're replaying? I don't know specifically what point you were asking me that, so I apologize. The tactician musician says, if there's anything I voted for, it's to bring gamer words back. Trump brought the hard R back. Now all we need is the hard F and the really hard R. Make gamer words great again. I agree completely. We all want gamer words to return. That's how we truly heal as a country, when gamer words are back and we can say them. 7.6 earthquake in Japan about an hour ago. Really? Didn't hear anything about that. Let's see here. Now we do have some news on the Netflix stuff with purchasing Warner Brothers and the government's involvement. I'll get into that here in just a bit. But I gotta say, something interesting happened yesterday. Something interesting. So if you recall, I don't know, what is it, about a month ago? The owner of Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, had someone arrested for making Jew jokes. Had someone arrested. Guy walked out while he was doing his pizza review. And Dave Portnoy got really offended, and that person got arrested. Interesting, huh? Interesting how that person got arrested. Well, now apparently jokes are bad. You can't make jokes, okay? Jokes bad. Well, last night Dave Portnoy went on a rant about the Raiders and Pete Carroll. Guess what he said about Pete Carroll? You're going to be shocked about this. Guess what he said about Pete Carroll? You ready for this one? Here we go.
That's the worst beat of all time. And you have to investigate the Raiders. Investigate the Raiders. What are they doing? What the fuck? That's the worst beat of all time. That is cheating. What the fuck? I got to rewind this. That's the worst fucking beat of all time. This is the worst beat of all time. Pete Carroll should be in fucking prison. Prison for Pete Carroll. First of all, the refs, everybody. This is prison. This is prison. There's 16 seconds left in the game. By the way, the play before this, there was fucking 20 seconds. They threw it. Prison. The spread's 8.5. They spiked the ball, by the way. They ran up and spiked it as a tempo. Prison Pete Carroll. Murder Pete Carroll. I want Pete Carroll murdered. Can you?
What was that, Dave? Wait, somebody got arrested for Jew jokes. What did he just say about Pete Carroll? What did he just say?
They ran up and spiked it as a tempo. Prison Pete Carroll. Murder Pete Carroll. I want Pete Carroll murdered. Can you see this play right here? Can you see this play? 10, 9, 8, scramble, throws it down. Game's over. There's 8, 7, 6. They throw a flag for sitting on the guy with 4 seconds and
It was listen, do I think it was a ticky-tack call to call delay a game? It's ticky-tack. It's still a legit call. You can't lay down on the guy and stop him from getting up. You can't do that. There's a justification for that to be called a delay of game. It's ticky-tack for sure. Now, he lost I think he lost like $500,000 on this spread. So that's the context. He lost like $500,000 on the spread. So that's why he's angry. It's not because it's just, because of one team winning, one team losing. He lost like $500,000 on the spread, which he is calling out. Okay. But my point being is that dude got arrested over jokes. And now, again, I find, the whole thing funny? Yes, I do. I absolutely find it to be funny. But right here, this is the story right here. Student arrested after disrupting Dave Portnoy's pizza review with anti-Semitic rant caught on video. So there you have it right there. And so all I'm saying is, if you're going to get someone arrested for words, what happens to you for what you said about Pete Carroll? Just saying. Now, Dave has addressed this. Okay? Dave has addressed it. Here is Dave's response.
Breaking news. I just got this email from Jordan King at Newsweek. Newsweek, request for comment. Hello, I hope you're doing well. Jordan King from Newsweek here. I'm getting in touch as I'm trying to get a hold of Dave Portnoy. I'm covering the backlash to his rant about the ending of the game between the Raiders and the Broncos, in which he calls for the murder of Raiders coach Pete Carroll. Well, I would like to say this loudly, clearly, emphatically. We never want physical harm to anybody based on a decision, a play, anything. However, in the moment, you may be upset by one of the wildest sequences that cost you $250,000. So it is a metaphorical murder. It's like, I'd like to just scream, but we don't want harm. We don't want physical violence. We don't want threats. I disavow real violence. Anybody who thought I was actually calling for him to be murdered and killed so he couldn't breathe, you misread this situation, and I apologize. No murder, no violence.
Okay, so
just
an
yelling.
emphatic no murder statement from Dave there. Before we get to the shred
We've
line,
always been anti-murder here at Barstool. We will continue to be anti-murder.
Agree.
So
Breaking.
So there you have it. So I'm not offended by what he said per se, but I think that if you're going to call balls and strikes, people should not be able to openly, publicly call for the murder of another human being without being held accountable. Like, that is next level, because people on the internet are fucking crazy, dude. Like, there's some crazy people out there that take that shit seriously. Now, I'll be honest, I don't like Pete Carroll at all. I actually can't stand Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll's a piece of shit. So, and I actually I've kind of always been a fan of Barstool Sport. Dave, anyway, like what he's done with Barstool. I've always liked what Dave has done at Barstool. I respect the hell out of what he's done at Barstool. I'm not really anti-Dave Portnoy or anything like that, but you got to call it like it is, man. And so for him to get so overly offended over something, yet think that it's okay to do that, that's where I have to call bullshit on the whole thing, man. But we shall see. Let me see. So we got a loser here that says Jeremy doesn't want to address Nick Fuentes being live on Piers Morgan because he loves Israel and doesn't want to offend, even though I already addressed it. And even though I literally have it pulled up right here, and even though I literally have it paused at a really funny moment during that, but no, I don't want to address it. So this is why people will never take Fuentes seriously, because the people that follow Fuentes are perpetual victims. And so because of you, I'm not going to address it now. I'm going to actively go out of my way to not address it because you want me to. So therefore, I'm not going to. Even though I was planning on it, because you clearly want me to, I'm going to do the exact opposite. So no, it's not going to get addressed today. Damn. So tough titty, right? Going Max says, I'm just here for Jeremy's pettiness. I am a petty motherfucker, dude. I really am. Like, I will find so much satisfaction out of just trolling one troll. It's truly what I live for on the internet. It's great. It really is. Let me see. He said he's trolling you. Oh, I know he did. But like usually a troll doesn't like, once their troll is successful, you're supposed to celebrate that, not tell the person that you were trolling to chill. You're supposed to be like, fuck yeah, I got you. Instead of like, hey man, chill. I was just trolling. You're like, no. If that was the reaction that you were wanting, you wouldn't tell me to chill. You would be like, hell yeah, motherfucker, I got you. But instead you're like, chill out, man. I was just trolling. That's not a good reaction to a successful troll. That's a very bad reaction to a successful troll, to tell the person you were trolling to chill. Your intent was to get that reaction out of me. If you successfully got that reaction out of me, your intent would not to be to say, chill out, man. You would be like, fuck yeah, you walked right into it. I'm just teaching you how to troll. I'm just teaching you how to troll. But with that said, we are going to play this clip because it is really funny right here. So this is a clip that Piers pulled up for. This is a funny clip, all right? And Fuentes' reaction to it is fantastic. Here we go. Watch this.
They can go back and listen to you say it. I mean, the beauty of what I'm going to talk to you about in this interview is that almost all of it is just going to be reminding you what you have said and asking you what you meant. Your position about that story is that it was a joke, okay? I want to come to something else you said. This is where you talk about Jews, women, and blacks.
This is so funny. And Fuentes' response to it is even funnier.
Take a listen.
They're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
Okay. Would you like to clarify what you meant there?
That's all true. That's 100% true. Everything I said in that clip is true.
Including that blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Yeah. Yes.
But all of them?
No, for the most part.
What does the most part mean? What percentage of American blacks would you like to see in prison?
Whatever the percentages of the murderers. I think it's 1 in 20 black men will commit a murder in their lifetime. So maybe let's say that 5%.
Oh,
I don't think it's 1 in 20. I don't think it's 1 in 20. That's an insane number. I don't think it's 1 in 20.
You're talking about black people who murder people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But you didn't
Yeah,
say
that's-
that.
that's
You
the
just
crime
said
problem.
blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. You didn't clarify that you were talking about black murderers.
Right. Right. No, you're right. That's a good addition to that.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of clips of this. It's pretty funny. It seems like it was getting ready to go off the rails when I was watching it at that point in time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But good Lord, man. Nandy for 50 says massage tax. Your $7,000 payment has been indefinitely delayed due to the mentioning of Mr. Fuentes and Miss Owens in your recent streams. You see, now, who was it that was trolling? Who was it? Where are you at? Let me go back and find you. Hang on. I got to go all the way back up. It was B Joker who trolled me. Now, B Joker, you have successfully destroyed me because I addressed your random comment, now I've lost out on my $7,000 payment. Fuck. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. That's a successful troll right there. That is a very that is respect. Thank you, Nandy. Got that one. Mod Eric says, Jeremy, the Raiders kicked the field goal to cover the spread when they needed more points. Yeah, I know. Ryan Miller says, Marjorie Trader Green has lost so much credibility, and I think the last straw was her going on The View, and now she's starting to behave like the Dems. She certainly is. Like, that's 100% accurate, by the way. She is 1,000% acting like a Dem. The Exalted Patriarch says, my Raiders are abysmal. Loyal for life. Roll Tide. Hail the 199. Fig lives matter. Hey, the Dolphins might make the playoffs. All right? They might. Clutch City fan says, yesterday was my birthday, and my Texans made it awesome by giving the Chiefs the perfect beatdown. Hail the 199. Happy Jessica and Jeremy is gay. I'm so glad the Chiefs are out of the playoffs. I'm so glad. I went on to deal with that Taylor Swift bullshit. Very happy about that. Godzilla's Grease says, Jeremy, don't you dare show us Sydney Sweeney. Nandor says, weak troll tax. D-Day Cobra with 2 Ys. That's disturbing. And Jeanette with the gifted membership. Thank you. Daniel Moore says, replied to MTG with something funny. You'll love it. There's your @ name. Also, just see my dono from before the stream. Yeah, I read it. Okay, so next up, let's see. Let me go to my bookmarks because we have more to talk about. Trail Rush says, did you see Ryan go off on Daily this morning about Sweeney? I was watching a little bit of Daily. I don't know if I caught that particular rant, but he does that a lot. Here is Joy Reid goes on an unhinged rant saying the United States was founded by entitled killers and leeches.
So, this nation was founded by killers who slaughtered 90% of the indigenous people, leeches who glommed off of the indigenous who taught them how to survive in the wilderness and then murdered them as their things and then took all their land. And you want to talk about entitlement, they felt entitled to own other people and they didn't even want to pay taxes on it. So they decided to have a whole war with Britain.
Good Lord, man. These people are so lost. They have absolutely nothing. And the type of people that they want in power are people like this right here. I remember the police chief, Pamela Smith, who apparently didn't know what the chain of command meant. She's set to resign.
What the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
So
She didn't know what the chain of command was. How do you become a police chief when you don't know what the chain of command means? I have never seen a more DEI moment in my life. Smith will be stepping down just after 2.5 years in the role. There comes a time when you just know it's time. Wow, there you go. I mean, that's some Kamala Harris word salad right there. There comes a time when you know it's time. Wow. How in the world did you come up with that line? I am deeply humbled and grateful and deeply appreciative of my time. There comes a time. How many times are you going to say time? There comes a time when you know it's time. I am deeply humbled, grateful, and deeply appreciative of my time. That is Kamala Harris in a nutshell right there. There you have it. So DEI is failing across the board. We did get this report too, which I'm not completely convinced about this, by the way, but people have been running with this one for a bit. Nearly half of all LGBTQ plus characters will disappear from TV next season. GLAAD study finds due to series cancellations, 61% of trans characters will also be absent from TV. If we were not on YouTube, I think I could make some interesting connections to those statistics from another statistic within that community, but I'm not going to do that. But I could if I wanted to. Now, do I believe that this is exactly how it's going to play out? I don't necessarily believe this study because I still see a lot of gay shit on TV. I still see a lot of gay characters. I still see Netflix pushing their, garbage narratives on shows like Stranger Things. We got this one right here on Netflix, Queen of Coal. A trans woman dreams of working the coal mines, but in a town steeped in superstition and patriarchy, Carlita must fight to earn her, place in the underground. What? Yeah. I mean, so I don't know how much stock to put into this when I still see it all over the place. And we've reached a point where people are just completely tuned out to it. No one cares about this shit anymore. No one. There were people that were understanding of representation in the beginning or whatever, but it's the give an inch, take a mile mentality, and there's no other group of people that applies to more than the leftist LGBT rainbow mafia. They're not looking for representation. They're not looking for acceptance. They're looking for special treatment. They want special treatment. And if you don't give them special treatment, you are toxic. You are racist. You are sexist. You are anti all of this bullshit that they want to come up there with. People are just sick and tired of it, dude. All right. But I think that this is a preemptive victim narrative because GLAAD is that's the gay, lesbian, what is this? Alcoholics Anonymous Dicks? I don't know. What does GLAAD stand for? Gay, lesbian, Alcoholics Anonymous Dicks? Is that what it is? I don't even know what it stands for. Let's see here. GLAAD meaning. GLAAD is the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. What? So Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. What the fuck are you, a superhero group or some shit? Jeez. So I think that GLAAD is preemptively coming up with this so that places like The Wrap and The Hollywood Reporter and all of these leftist sites can run with that narrative so that they can start building the victim narrative around it. That's what I think this is about, because I personally don't see a lot of this stuff going away. I see more of it. So I'm going to call bullshit on this study. I'm going to call bullshit on this study. Let me see here. Timothy says, I've been working in the coal mine going down. That's the new LGBTQ plus 4 show. Fits the original development. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. What was it? So a man dreams of working the coal mines. Oh, by the way, did you hear what AOC said about this shit the other day? Hang on, you got to see this. AOC. Like this is where we are with these crazy lunatics. Listen to what she says right here. Look at this.
It's disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
So she's talking about AOC says banning men from women's restrooms is endangering girls. Endangering girls by banning men from women's restrooms. This is the level of insanity that these people are dealing with. This is the delusions surrounding all of this. My goodness, man. The hell is going on around here? She's an emotional train wreck. Well, that is very true. All right. Where are we at now? I see people talking about, is this a joke? No, it's not a joke. It's the truth, okay? So it is the truth. Sadly, Demi Moore State Warp says, as a self-loathing Mexican Jew, aka Chosen Wands, I love Ice, Jew Jokes the Wall, Mossad, and Benny Netflix, and Big Booty Latinas. Where's my 7 G's? I don't have my 7 G's now because I brought up Fuentes and Candace on this stream, so I'm kind of fucked. So if you guys have any super chats you can send, I'd really appreciate it because I've lost $7,000 on this stream. Logan says Jeremy is gay. Mr. Bentham says Jeremy is gay. Demi Moore Sapemore says the indigenous we're at war with each other, raping and enslaving each other way before Whitey. They tortured captives as entertainment. Total BS. Ministry of Rome thinks says if any of the stuff happening now has you feeling uncomfortable, it's normal. This means you are feeling the Overton window overall shifting to the right. Maga Mike says, lol, by the gods, let it be true. Irish Whips and Arm Drag says, did my 199 super chat go through? Well, that one did. I haven't seen another one, but that one did. Vault 95 says, last month, Joy Reid said she loved the USA Constitution. Luis says that trans coal workers wait till they find out about black lung. The guy says Trump wants to finally end birthright citizenship, and I'm all about it. It's so manipulated from its original intended purpose. And Jeanette says no person ever dreams of working in a coal mine. They are really scraping the barrel for original content. 100%. Daniel Moore says, I call them at Figs 24/7, probably why you can't see DMs. Also, they are literally the gay ADL. Godzilla's Egregious says, Cortez, you are so effing stupid. It's unbelievable. Desert Viper says, just tagged you on a video on Elon's platform. Daniel Moore says, a government member who I've had a feud with since I was 15 transed his baby. Yikes. Good Lord, man. Crazy shit. No matter where you turn, the nonsense is out of control. It's a sad reality of where we are. Let me see here. Next up on the, oh, by the way, the White House posted this. We are so back. We are so back. It's nice to have a real president, isn't it? It's nice to have a real president. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I could show you the Biden White House, okay? I could show the Biden White House and how they celebrated Christmas, but I don't think any of you really want to see that. I don't think any of you really want to see that. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Or you could just see Melania. How did we go from the Biden White House to this right here? We are very lucky. She's a great first lady. She really is. She's awesome. I just saw this, but this is the moment that the powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake hit northern Japan. This is crazy. Wow. That's crazy. I've never experienced an earthquake. The only thing I've experienced is a fat person walking next to me, which is similar, but I've never, like, it's similar. It's not quite this, okay? But I've never experienced an earthquake. Does it usually last this long? Do earthquakes usually last this long? Like, this is 2 minutes. Still going, man. Holy crap. No, in LA, they were short and not that intense. See, this is where, like, me living in Florida, because I obviously understand hurricanes, and people that don't live in Florida have like this idea of what hurricanes are or aren't. I've known people that thought like hurricanes were just like, it's kind of before the internet, but like they thought that hurricanes were just some massive fucking wave, like the size of, like the Empire State Building or something. It's like, no, that's not what a hurricane is. But I get it. If you're not from here, if you've never been through them, you don't understand what a hurricane is. I've never been through a earthquake, so I don't really understand. I understand what it is technically, but I'm just saying going through it and being directly involved in it. That's crazy though, man. I don't know if we've had any updates on this. Let's see. Ugh. What is this right here? Okay. No updates from breaking 911. What is this? No. Nothing. No updates, I guess. So right here, earthquake hits off northern Japan. Tsunami advisory issued. So they got a tsunami, which is or a hurricane. Jeez. Crazy stuff, man. So hope everybody's okay over there. Let's see here. Jinshi for $2. Thank you. Appreciate that. MAGA Mike says Trump 2028. Let's go. Packy Proton says conservative influencer war. My theory is that these are fake conservatives. Candace was a left. Kelly was close to being one. Not sure on Nick or Tim, though they are outsiders pretending. Well, I think you have a ton of fake people just in general on all. I talked about this the other day. Like, you have fake people everywhere. You have fake people in the entertainment sphere, whether it's movies, video games. You have fake people in the political sphere. You have fake people in the theme park sphere. You have fake people every fucking where. So that's just par for the course. But the Trump phenomenon has really brought more fake people into the world of politics than ever before, because Donald Trump is such a powerful entity to make money. His name and his charisma just drives revenue like we've never seen an individual turn the needle like Trump does. So because of him being in politics, you have just got so many people that have moved to the world of politics and moved to the influencer world, people that have pretended to be MAGA, people that pretend to hate Trump as well. So like it's both sides. There's people that pretend to hate Trump because it pays very good, and there's people that pretend to love Trump because it pays very good. Right now, though, the world of politics it's as messy as I've ever seen it, because there's so much money involved in it. Like I said, in my opinion, right now, my recommendation is if you want to get traction online, go anti-Israel, and you'll make a lot of fucking money. And the anti-Israel crowd don't want to hear that, because they want to seem to believe that everybody is anti-Israel is like genuine. And I'm sorry, but that's one of the most fake fucking movements on the internet. Like, the anti-Israel crowd pays good to hate Israel, bro. It probably pays better to love Israel. I wouldn't know, because I just had my $7,000 check canceled. So I wouldn't know. So maybe I'll go anti-Israel, since my Mossad check just got canceled for mentioning Nick and Candace. But then there's I've talked about the fake MAGA crowd forever, and how many of these clowns were pro DeSantis and anti-Trump, and then Trump got the nomination, and all of those phonies turned and said, oh, we actually love Trump, and we want to go to Mar-a-Lago and take pictures and hang out and show everybody how cool we are, because they had no choice. They had to support Trump because Trump won the nomination. Most of them wanted DeSantis, the Dave Rubins of the world. But they got owned once again by Trump, so that they had to go pretend, to like Trump again. And now we're at the point, like, most of that crowd is not going to stay unified, because they are all thinking ahead to the next election cycle. They're already thinking like, okay, Trump won't be here anymore. What do we do? Who are we going to support? How are we going to continue to stay relevant in a post-Trump political world? You know what I mean? So, and yeah, the Charlie Kirk situation, it's just awful that we've lost Charlie Kirk. And so you've got a ton of people now that are trying to position themselves to be the new Charlie Kirk, because there's a lot of money involved in that. I can't imagine the position that Erica Kirk is in, with all the vultures surrounding her and Turning Point and the stuff that Candace is doing. So it's a nasty world, man. It's a nasty, nasty world. And yeah, I mean, we all feel that JD Vance is kind of poised to be the nominee. I will tell you right now, remember this, December 8th, 2025. I sat here right here. Okay. Play this clip. Play this clip in 2028. If you think DeSantis is not going to be a major player, you are not paying attention. Ron DeSantis will absolutely challenge J.D. Vance for the nomination. And the DeSantis bots out there will do everything to elevate him. DeSantis will challenge J.D. Vance for the nomination. Mark my words. DeSantis could be VP pick this time. I don't think so, man. I think DeSantis wants to be the man. And I think that he will have a far better chance when he's not going against Trump. It's truly like going against Trump was an awful decision for DeSantis. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Daniel Moore says, I'm going to Dublin on Wednesday, along with some politicians I convinced to come with me to propose Irexit to leave the EU dictatorship. Well, good luck, brother. Irish Whips and Arm Drag says, my mom and sisters wanted me to thank you for the D, and I quote, Jeremy dropped the D. P.S. Stop leaving your Alabama merch in our house. I can't fully understand what you're saying there, but I'm going to say you're welcome. I don't know what that means. MAGA Mike has got here late. Did you cover Kelsey Grammer praising Trump? It has caused massive liberal meltdowns. I actually have that next up on the agenda, MAGA Mike. Glad you brought it up. So here we go. Let's talk about this. So Kelsey Grammer, if you can believe it, ladies and gentlemen, complimented Donald J. Trump. Unbelievable, but it happened. I'm looking for it now in my bookmarks. I've got so many. Here we go right here. Kelsey Grammer.
Hey, Kelsey, can you tell us what you think about Trump's job performance so far in his first term or second term?
I think he's great.
What issues are you most concerned about that he's doing well on?
Well, I think the economy is actually going really well.
I think so too.
And we'll see what happens in the next year or so. I mean, what I always love is when the Democrats start talking about affordability, you always know they're going to charge you twice as much and spend 3 times as much. So,
think any of the house in Malibu ever get built again? Not this life.
Thanks, guys.
So,
hey, Kelsey, can you tell us
you barely missed it, but he said, I think he's kicking ass.
what you think about Trump's job performance so far in his first term or second term?
I think he's great.
What issues are you most concerned about that he's doing well on?
Well, I think the economy is actually going really well.
I think so too.
And we'll see what happens in the next year or so.
So yeah, liberal meltdown. On top of that, Trump just had Stallone and the king of country music, George Strait, along with band members from Kiss at the White House, and it was awesome. Love seeing Stallone there, especially since he's got Tulsa King that's currently going on right now. And I absolutely love seeing George Strait at the White House. George Strait's one of my all-time favorite singers, and love seeing the king of country music there, showing respect to President Trump. It's absolutely awesome. And yeah, man, Trump's just winning everywhere right now. He's winning across the board. So, and maybe he's setting up for Trump 2028. We'll see. You never know. Definitely good stuff, though. Definitely good stuff. And watch the Tulsa King if you have not. It's really fucking good. I still haven't completely caught up on season 3, but seasons 1 and 2 are good. And I'm halfway through season 3, and I really like season 3 as well. The first season is the best for sure. But now this right here, Bill Maher has said his willingness to engage with Trump supporters has strained his relationship with Jimmy Kimmel.
I don't want to rage. I feel like I'm the anti-rager, even though I am very critical, obviously, of both sides, and love my job and doing that. But rage, I'm trying to get the rage down and the mental part down. And I mean, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
My message last week on our last show this season, and every Thanksgiving really for the last 5 years, has been I'm in the talk to them wing of the Democratic Party. I'm not in the cut your people off.
Right.
Don't cut them off. And I have friends who are not on that side of it and didn't like what I said. And
Have they cut you off?
Well, that's it's such an interesting issue. One relationship that's in the balance. I mean, it was.
Then that's not a real friend. Like,
well, I mean, we weren't close. I mean, I'm talking like it was Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, I said it publicly, and I like Jimmy a lot. And his wife wrote that thing that said, she did lose family members. She wrote them before the election and said, here's 10 reasons why you just can't vote for Trump. And then some of them, just didn't follow that. And I was as kid glove as I could. And I see they're mad at me. And I'm sorry. I mean, I was being, again, as respectful as I could, but I don't agree with that point of view. And since she went public with it, it wasn't out of school for me to go public with it. I love Jimmy. I always have. I don't know him that well, but he's a great guy. And we have a connection. Like, we were both fired by ABC and he took I had that time slot. So like, it's so interesting. The same ABC, I mean, Disney executive canned us both. It's interesting, the connections. And so I hope we're friends forever, but I don't know, the liberals and the woke, that's a schism. It just is.
I mean,
I don't want
to. I've had friends, like IRL friends, that stopped being my friend over Trump, over the Trump presidency and all of that. And I can sit there and say, I hope that we remain friends. I don't fucking hope for anything. Like, if you're shallow enough to stop being my friend over me supporting a politician, then we were never friends to begin with. We never were. You were always too phony. I don't want to try to, go, can we fix this, man? What did I do? No, fuck you. Like, if that's your view of the world, then so be it. I don't stop being friends with people because they don't support Trump. It's just not how I operate. It's not how I thrive on arguing and debating and fighting with people that I consider friends. I enjoy that aspect of it. But if you are the type of person that, and again, I've told the story many times about when I first started becoming part of so Geeks and Gamers was created in 2011 as a video game tournament in Montgomery, Alabama. I did local video game tournaments in Montgomery, Alabama. It evolved over the years to become a Facebook group, and then it became a website, and then we started a YouTube channel, and I really wasn't part of the YouTube channel, but then nothing was happening. We weren't really growing. So then I was like, I want to do something different. So everybody that was on my team knew that I was a Trump supporter in 2016, but I didn't talk about this publicly because I felt like, a person that's the leader of a company shouldn't be talking about their politics if your intent is to bring people in not based off their politics. So, but I saw the weaponization of the left against Trump supporters. So in late 2017, or is it 2016? Late 2017, I privately had decided, like, hey, I'm going to start being more vocal about how I feel about Hollywood and how I feel about politics. And I'm going to start calling more bullshit out. And everybody on my team, I made them aware of this behind the scenes. I was like, this is going to be the new focus for us, is to be more vocal. And if you guys disagree with me, you are welcome to publicly disagree with me. You're welcome to challenge me. I have no problem with that. And so then I started doing that. And as soon as I started doing that, I started getting more traction. the people on my team that knew me, I had about 7 of them quit. And they all quit and they started telling people that I was a racist and a sexist and a misogynist. And at the time I hated that because I was like, damn, but now looking back on it, I appreciate the compliments. But I didn't think that they were compliments at the time. But now I realize that they were compliments. So I do appreciate those compliments. And so all of these people knew me, you know, they knew me personally. And so that obviously bothered me at the time because I'm like, what the fuck? You guys know me. And so I have no desire to talk to those people again, to explain myself to those people, to come to an understanding. Fuck you. Don't care. And a lot of them are jealous because G&G blew up after that and they all jumped ship immediately. So that's them. That's their problem, not me. So, but yeah, thank you for the compliments. I do appreciate it. And speaking of compliments, John freaking Murdoch for 50. Hey, Jeremy, glad to see you've recovered from your loss over the weekend. I'm planning on sending you a gift for Christmas, even though you didn't do the pigtails. Hail the 199. My lives matter. Chat lives matter. Jessica has enough happiness, so I won't wish her anymore. Okay, hold on now. I didn't say that I wouldn't. I needed clarification on what type of donation we're we talking about. There was some confusion about this, John freaking Murdoch. There was some confusion. So I don't want to do it. And if I'm weighing all of the options, this will live with me forever if I do it. So it has to be a hell of a payday. Because it will be like the 199 will hold this against me forever. It's crazy. So I'm willing to listen. Thank you, John. Hail to you, brother. MAGA Mike says the biggest L the left has taken was trying to paint Trump supporters as unwanted minority and being proven wrong time and time again. Now, more people feel comfortable publicly supporting MAGA. This was me. What was it? Years ago, gosh, I don't think I could find this clip, but years ago, what's his name? It was Gavin McGinnis was basically like, MAGA is the new gay. Let me see if I could find that. Is this it right here? I think this is it. MAGA is the new gay.
Hi, guys. Supporting Trump is fucking gay. Yeah, you heard me. It's gay. It's for fans.
Oh, he's going to say the word. Hang on. I got to mute for a minute. There we go.
Being a Trump supporter in New York City, Seattle, Madison, Los Angeles, it's like being a gay in the 1950s. It's Stonewall. We have to hide in the closet. And the similarities are seemingly endless. I was at a family vacation recently with a bunch of different people from both sides of the family, and there was this cousin on my wife's side. I hadn't seen him in 5 years, and I could tell he was Trump. And just like there's little indicators that someone's gay, like they go, I like that furniture. What is that, Jonathan Adler? And you go, uh-oh, that guy's a little light in the loafers. You see that with us free marketers. You go, that guy's a little light in the big government. Huh, he seems pretty pro-entrepreneur. And so we start making eyes at each other. Just like homos. I don't know if you know this about homos, but they'll meet each other at a bar or something and go, and then go blow each other in an alley and never speak to the guy ever again. That's how they operate. I'm kind of envious of that lifestyle. Imagine you did that with chicks. Whoa. Anyway, I'm looking at him, eyes, And then he says a few things about the free market. And so when he says, I'm going to go get beer, I go, I'll come with you. Then we get in the car and oh my God, the Dow Jones is up to 20,000. Was it 21,000? This is amazing. I'm talking to real estate brokers and they say the market's thriving too. They're selling houses like hotcakes. And that's usually a good metric for how the economy's going. I mean, the jobs are already back and we got to build the wall soon. I love what's going on in Syria. I think it was just a big fireworks show and blah, 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 blah. We're so excited. And oh my God, I feel like a superhero, man. And it's finally cool to be an American again. I'm so happy when he's on stage and he tells people to fuck off and fake news and won't touch Merkel at all. Yeah, it's beautiful. And we get the beer and then we come back into the house. And I sort of walk away from him because we did the dirty deed, the gay deed. And I've noticed it too with my wife. She'll say, yeah, I met some new friends here. We just moved to the burbs. And she'll go, she doesn't know who you are yet, though. I'm worried. And I go, can't you say that things are not as they seem or something? And if they catch me, it's a game. And then I realize I'm sitting here saying my political beliefs are made up so my wife won't be persecuted. We're homos. We're in the closet. We're the new gay. We got kicked out of bars. Look at this. We went
now this was back in this was like 2016, I think, is when he made this video. And so to MAGA Mike's point, this is what they did to Trump supporters. They basically made it to where you could not even talk about supporting Trump or you would be persecuted. This actually happened, by the way. Maybe there's a lot of people that don't remember 2016, but it absolutely 100% happened in 2016. If you were part of a company and it was exposed that you supported Trump, the hate campaigns were built against you to cancel you 1,000%. That was why I made the decision when I was not telling people that I was a Trump supporter. And it's not because I was raised to not talk about politics and religion. So that's just always how it was. Like, hey, you don't talk about politics and religion at dinner table. Everybody will get in a fight, whatever. We do enough fighting about sports and all the other shit. So that's just not who I am to talk about my politics, really. But me having Geeks and Gamers at the time, not wanting it to be a political company, I was like, well, there's no point in me talking about my politics, but I'll allow everybody else on the team to talk about their politics. But mine, being the leader, I shouldn't be talking about these things because it will define what, Geeks and Gamers is if I do that. But I saw company after company after company and people that were representing companies, some big companies, some small companies, some relatively unknown people. But it's like, oh, this guy's a Trump supporter. We got to expose him. And I'm going, I don't want to build an audience that will turn on me when they find out I'm a Trump supporter. I don't want to build an audience of weak people that will cancel me when they find out that I'm a Trump supporter. So why don't I just own it? Why don't I just tell people? And this is how it just continued to evolve into me just actively trolling people with me being a Trump supporter. Actively just going out of my way to show over-the-top support for Trump, just to piss people off on the left. And now we're at a point, fast forward all these years later, where I have people like Angry Joe, who literally asked me, among other YouTubers, but they were like, how obsessed with Trump are you? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't talk about Trump when I turn the camera off unless it's someone in my family that wants to talk. It's not like I walk around with a freaking horn going, Trump's the best, and decorate my whole house full of Trump shit. Like, I'm a Trump supporter and I talk about it publicly and I lean into it over the top to piss off people like you. But I leave it unless I'm talking to someone who's a Trump supporter in IRL, it's whatever, man. I'm playing video games and watching movies and shit. And I keep up with this stuff, but it doesn't define me. And people like Angry Joe couldn't believe that. Angry Joe believed that as soon as I turn the camera off, then I'm just worshiping at the altar of Donald Trump every second of the day. It's fucking crazy how much they walk right into this stuff. So, because that's the image that they have created in their own mind. I'm like, do you support a politician ever? Like, oh yeah, I supported Obama or whatever. That's what somebody will tell me. I'm like, oh, did you worship Obama 24 hours a day? They're like, well, no. I'm like, whoa, you kidding me? You really? Your entire existence wasn't built off this one person, but you supported them. This is how the left's mind operates. They think everything is like at fate. They take everything at face value because they don't have the ability to separate anything from their own kind of delusions that they've created. So anyway, that's what's led me to this place. And I agree with you, Mega Mike, that's the left for you. Let's see. Mega Mike says, I got here late. I got that one. Let's see. Again, she says, please check your DMs, good sir. I will. Twitter DMs have been weird lately with a new update. Super Branda Man says, Jeremy, cut that mullet off for fuck's sake. 2 back and sides. You can't even see the mullet right now, can you? Can't even see it right now. It's there though. There. Just since you asked, I'll leave it. Eric K says, tallest tsunami ever recorded in 1958 at 1,720 feet. Imagine a wave just short of 2,000 feet coming at you. Yikes. Midget Menace says, hey, Jeremy, have you seen the footage of the small cruise liner that was engulfed this morning at Lake George on New York? Total loss. I haven't heard about that. Are you staying to live stream the Trump roundtable at 2 p.m. Eastern? I didn't know that was happening. What is the Trump roundtable on? I didn't even know that was happening. Let's see. I'm looking to see right now. I wasn't planning on it, but it doesn't mean I can't. Let's see, but I wasn't planning on it. Daniel Moore says, by the way, Milo is on a warpath because Charlie Kirk, who ended his career, was remembered so fondly after his death. Milo can't stand that. He's dying from cancer right now. Is he dying from cancer? Is he? Do we know that for sure? John freaking Murdoch says, it will come via Streamlabs. You can decide after you get it if it's enough. Oh my God. I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous. Thank you, John. Hail to you, brother. My goodness. Barking says, switching between this and watching peers get wrecked by Nick Fuentes live. Hail the 199 politics. You should never divide family or friends. How good was it? Is it still going on? Is the Piers Morgan thing still happening right now? Are they still live? Is it still happening? They're still live?
I was devastated. I was emotionally affected by it. I didn't even do a show that night because I was beside myself. So it was rough. I mean, it was hard to watch.
When you say you were beside yourself, I mean, you hated him.
I don't hate anybody. I didn't hate him, but I really didn't like him. I intensely disliked him. And he called you
vermin, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he hated me also.
But you were still beside yourself when you heard what happened to him.
I was. I thought it was disgusting what was done to him, and it was tragic, and it was horrifying.
Do you fear an attack like that on yourself? Have you upped your own security because of this? Because your profile's got exponentially higher since what happened to Charlie Kirk.
I have increased my security, and but something similar like that happened to me. Someone came to my house with a gun about a year ago, almost exactly, trying to kill me, and he was shot and killed in my alleyway. So I've had increased security for a while. It's a bad time out there, and I do believe it was a left-wing person that killed him. I think it was a left-wing person that tried to kill me. So yeah, I take it very seriously.
Elon Musk said on his X platform that you're a Fed. You're a paid-up hire of the government. Is that true?
No.
100. You've never worked for the government in any capacity.
I've never talked to federal law enforcement, and actually, I've testified to that fact under oath when I was subpoenaed by the Congress. People leave that part out. but I got subpoenaed, I think in January 2022, I think it was. And I was deposed by the subcommittee, the House Select Subcommittee on January 6th. And they asked me, did you speak with any federal law enforcement? And under oath, I said, no, I've never had contact with them. I've never turned over devices. So no, absolutely not.
There's been footage that's come out again this week. This is you at the January the 6th riots. Let's take a look.
Riots.
It appears we are taking the Capitol back. Keep marching and don't relax, never relax. Break down the barriers and disregard the police. This Capitol belongs to us. The police are evacuating the Capitol. Politicians throw black story out of the people's house.
So you're heard there shouting down your loud hailer, break down the barriers and
Yeah,
disregard
that was
the
Nick
police.
talking in the
Capitol
megaphone.
belongs to us now. What did you mean by that?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The Capitol belongs to the people.
Disregard the police. So you don't support law and order.
No, I support law and order, but on that day, the police were brutal. The police killed somebody, Ashley Babbitt. And, they were throwing people off of the rafters. They killed multiple people. So
when disregarding the police is the first step to anarchy, isn't it?
Well, I think the first step to anarchy is when the government rigs the election, which is what happened. That is when the government loses its legitimacy and its enforcers, consequently, do also.
That was actually a good answer. That was a good answer.
There was no evidence the government rigged the election.
There's plenty.
You're a bright guy.
Well,
there's plenty.
Let's talk about it. Do you want to talk about the election of 2020?
Yeah. I think Trump lost
Okay,
it fair and square. I think he fought the wrong argument about the stolen election. I've said to him, to his face,
I agree.
The argument he should have said is that the deliberate suppression of things like the Hunter Biden laptop scandal from the media, by social media, by big tech, was actually a deliberate attempt to subvert the result of the election. And that's a much better argument because it's undeniable. When the New York Post that had that exclusive were basically shadow banned off all social media for the 2 weeks before the election, that was an absolute disgrace. And if I was Donald Trump, I would focus on that as being my main argument that election was slanted against him. When he goes off into saying that there was widespread rigging and voter systems were wrong, we've litigated all this now through various court cases. Various Republican judges have ruled there was no rigging of that kind. In fact, the American election system is accepted by most people around the world as being one of the best in the world, one of the most reliable. So I just think he fought the wrong argument. If he said the deliberate suppression of damaging stories to the Bidens, which could have swung the election, was outrageous and unacceptable, I'm 100% behind him. But by building this spurious argument that it was all rigged through voting systems and so on, he lost me.
Well, I agree about the voting systems, but when they went into the machines, I think that was ridiculous. However, what has to be accounted for is that in 2016, 35% of the votes were cast by mail. By 2020, it was 70% because of the pandemic. So you doubled the amount of votes that happened by mail. They called it in-person early voting. They called it a variety of different things. And the other thing that they changed is they solicited the mail-in ballots. So,
and look, man, look at this right here. Look at these numbers. Biden got 81 million votes. Nobody believes this shit. You can come up with the scenarios as how, and I do think mail-in ballots absolutely played a part in it. This is a bullshit. Nobody actually believes that Biden really got 81 million votes. Okay? We all watched it. We all watched it the night of the election. We witnessed it. We watched them shut everything down. We watched them shut it all down and go, hey, guys, it played out. 2020 played out exactly like 2016. Trump was surging, and all of a sudden, they shut it all down. We've never seen that before, ever. We wake up the next morning and suddenly Biden has skyrocketed to the lead. And you're like, what? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, they sent ballots to people's houses. And once you do that, I mean, you have absentee balloting normally, but it's a process. You got to give your social security number, your ID. They send it to you. There's regulations in place. This is an election where they double the amount of mail-in votes, and they sent ballots to people's houses. And when you do that, you break the chain of custody. So they send the ballot out, and then they tell people return it at a 24-hour ballot drop site that's unsupervised. There's thousands of them, and they're going to hope that all the ballots that find their way into these drop boxes were filled out by the person that the ballot was intended for. And I know that didn't happen. I'll tell you why. My uncle has been dead for 26 years. He got a ballot in 2020. It was mailed to my parents' house. And you know that was happening in nursing homes. You know that was happening in apartment buildings.
But you also know that every independent body that has looked at this has concluded there was no widespread rigging.
Oh, fact checkers, guys. The fact checkers on Facebook told us that all of these things are not true. Yeah, the corrupt system of the government, the same corrupt system. Hey, guys, we investigated ourselves and found out we did nothing wrong. The fuck are we talking about, Piers?
That it was a free and fair election and Trump lost. And the bottom line is he should stop going on about it anyway because he won back the White House in 2024.
Well, hold on just a minute. And I don't know what Nick's going to say here, but Piers, you're saying he should stop talking about it, but he ran on that and he won in a landslide. So clearly the people responded positively to him running on 2020 being stolen. So why should he stop talking about something that clearly helped him succeed once again and do something that we have never seen in our lifetimes in political history? Why should he stop?
By your, as you have been so keen to tell me, move on, right? No one wants to look back too far.
That's a separate argument. I mean, you can say that he should stop talking about it, but whether it was rigged or not is actually relevant to what happened on January 6th, because what happened on J 6 is people were outraged about it. People were furious that, by the way, there's never been an independent ballot audit in all the states where there was alleged to be rigging. That has not happened. And certainly it did not happen up until January 6th. And people said, this is ridiculous. They're stealing it. You know, there was
people, honestly, if either you or Donald Trump or anybody else.
Why was it someone just asked Piers? Why does someone say, Piers, can you explain how Joe Biden got 81 million votes? Can you explain that? How the fuck did that happen if this was a free and fair election? Why did Joe Biden get more votes than anybody in history? Can you explain that logically? Can you make that make sense to me? You can't. You cannot make that make sense.
Else wants to show me. I said this to him when I interviewed him last. You know, if you show me the actual hardcore, incontrovertible evidence, then great. I've never seen it. Joe Rogan asked him. He didn't produce it with Joe Rogan. It's just never been produced. But look, I don't want to labor the point on that. So I suppose the more interesting question now, as your influence rises in the conservative movement in America, and there's a lot of splits going on amongst MAGA over a number of issues, and about you, and you know this, is your split with Trump irrevocable? Do you feel now, as we head towards the year of the midterms, that it's time to now look to who his successor will be, and who do you think that person should be?
Well, it's not irrevocable, but I am very pessimistic about this administration. And succession is something that I've been interested in for as long as I've been doing this show. And I think it's very clear that they are grooming J.D. Vance to be that successor. And by they, I mean Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, Peter Thiel. There seems to be an organization that was put in place roughly around 2022 when Peter Thiel was very active in the midterm elections. He spent, I think, over $30 million.
Yeah, so Fuentes does not like J.D. Vance. He's been against J.D. Vance for a while now. So he's very much against him.
15 million for Vance, 15 million for Masters. Spent a lot of money in a lot of other congressional races. trying to unseat the Republicans that voted for impeachment in 21, and also building out a media market, building out a patronage network, funding things like Passage Press, Sovereign House, a number of other projects to create sort of like a self-contained media ecosystem. And Vance is clearly the selected nominee. That is who the interests want. And they've been pushing for him very strongly. So I think he's the heir apparent right now. There's a forceful push. I've heard good things about him. I've heard bad things about him too. And where I think it needs to go is I think we need to return to the message from 2016, what Trump said in the first election, which is we need to drain the swamp. We need to get the money out of politics, the super PACs, the special interests, put America first in foreign policy and the wars, close the border and deport the illegals, and reindustrialize America, bring back manufacturing, bring back jobs. We're in this Cold War with China. We need America to have productive capacity again. We need America to have wealth. So I think whoever is going to bring us back to that, that's who I'm going to support. And I haven't seen enough from Vance yet.
You called J.D. Vance's wife a Jeet. What does that mean?
It's a slur for Indians.
Why would you use that?
Well, you want the honest answer?
Because you're a racist?
No, there's actually a different reason. The reason why I said that, if you watch the whole show, did you watch that whole show, by the way?
No, but you've admitted you use that slur. I'm just curious why you would use that about a woman with her
I'll
heritage.
tell you, there's a really important reason why, and this is why context matters. If you look online at the people that are supporting J.D. Vance the most, they are racist. They're racist also, let's say. And they look at someone like myself. I don't support J.D. Vance. And they say, you're brown. You're a third worldist. They are gleefully participating in the cruelty. You could say the performative cruelty of the Trump administration. They say, you're going back. You have 100 days until you're being deported. You're going in a crystal. And then they tell us to vote for J.D. Vance. And so all I did on the show is I said, you have basically racist chuds that post memes about Indians all day on Twitter, memes about third worldists and Palestinians even. But then they want to turn around and support a guy who has said on Twitter, how dare you say I'm racist? I have non-white kids and I'm in an interracial marriage. And all I said is I just said that's a little ironic. I said that's hypocritical. And Vance is going to have to explain to all of his supporters who have gassed him up as the real mass deportation candidate. He's going to have to explain to them what's going on with that. What is with the contradiction? Because
and you
it is
don't
a
feel any
contradiction.
accountability for the millions of young people that will hear you use that
Yeah, that was not a good answer at all.
slur and think it's fine to use it.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Okay. Let's take a final break. I come back with a little kind of summary of.
So there's that. If you guys want to go check it out, they're still live over there. But I just wanted to kind of see what the latest was. It seemed like it was going to go off the rails earlier. It seems like maybe they've, kind of brought it a little less contentious, I guess, but whatever. Ladybug says, Jeremy looks nice for someone so inbred. Thank you, Ladybug. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. I really appreciate that. MAGA Mike says, MAGA, everyone fights, no one quits. Super Sentai Guy says, people like Angry Joe think our support of Trump defines who we are as people because that's how they live their lives. Their ideology defines their entire existence. This is true. 1,000%. MAGA Mike for 20 says they tried to destroy our entire movement with a flu and fake lawfare. They thought they won, but we never quit. They couldn't hide their dementia puppet from us, and we put our convicted felon leader right back in office. Let's freaking go. That's how it went, too. That's exactly how it went. Let's see. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. MAGA Mike says it's been confirmed Milo got testicular cancer in his throat. Jeez. Stillstorm Gaming says Milo might not have cancer, but he does have GAIDS. DeLorean says there's a new Tim Walz meme of him being a wheelchair like Timmy from South Park. Did you see it? I don't think I saw that one yet. MAGA Mike says we won 3 elections in a row and everyone knows it. Aaron James says hail to the unique ladies of the snake pit, all marginally above average looking, not as cray-cray as most females. Hey, that's nice. That's very nice. Look at that. Little Jim Salo says, I was in high school, not into politics whatsoever. Even I saw Trump was winning that night and called that bullshit happened in the morning. Yeah. All you needed was common sense to see it for what it was. Mod Eric says, a cousin of mine in San Diego belongs to a group of Dems that go to all the old people homes and communities that gather all the ballots and help them fill them out. He says, don't forget that in Minnesota, they killed 2 Dems for voting against giving illegals health care and money. They are all evil. They even tried to put a pin in MAGA story, was dropped when it was them. Minister Von Think says, I don't get it. It sounds like Nick is defending supporting Trump lately. I thought he didn't like Trump anymore. Is he just being opportunistic? Yes. That's literally what he is. It's just he takes a great opportunity to, like, he will shift in, which he does it in a very methodical way. He's very, very good at it. And but that's exactly what he does. Kip from GA for a 199. Thank you. Appreciate that. And with that, we're going to end it here. I got another stream later tonight. I was seeing that Trump had this event, but it hasn't started yet. So I'm not going to have time to cover that because we're going to do another stream later tonight. So we got another CobraCast later tonight and then potentially a gaming stream after that. So Longclaw says, no talking about Candace today. What time, says Ladybug? Probably around 7 Eastern tonight. Another CobraCast around 7 Eastern tonight. So I'll get the link set up fairly early so you guys will know when it's happening. So I do appreciate it. Right Side has this feed. This was previously recorded from last night, but it says President Trump set to host a roundtable event at 2 p.m. So if you guys want to go check that out. But yeah, we had a hell of a gaming stream last night. I think we won like 13 or 14 matches in Fortnite. It was crazy. The Cobra Cow connection was dominating. Tonight, I kind of want to run Blitz as a solo, but I'll be in duo matches. Jay said 15. Was it 15? That's absolutely crazy. So, but thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. Hail to the chat. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys probably about 7 Eastern tonight, 8 at the latest. So thank you guys. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.